Hey, what?
CC Drake is A.
Hey!
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, I'm excited. They know they're getting spoilers when they watch our show.
Yeah, spoiler alert. So, we watched last night's big A reveal.
We came
Big
face to
A.
face
A.
with A. That's who we came face to face with. A.
So, Mona is like, she's linking the calls.
Yeah.
Where it's coming from.
Well, you find out she was a Red Riding Hood, and she was the one that was following Allie around at the prom.
She's been following ever since she got out of jail or something like that. Excuse me. So, they linked Charles's signal to the Karasimi.
Where Reese Matthews works.
Yeah. Where Reese Matthews works. And then they're in
I mean, they enter like some kind of high-tech, hive-type fucking, like, remember on Resident Evil when they go underneath the mansion and it's like all high-tech and shit? It's what it reminded me of. It was the hive. It really was. Yeah.
That's his hair.
But yeah, it was pretty crazy.
And then Allie and Cece are in a room or like a jail cell.
Yeah,
kind of.
you realize that, well, before that, you realize that when she reveals who she is, it's CC Drake. CC Drake was Charles / A. And they have a big, I'm not gonna lie, and you're watching the show, so you gotta know spoilers. There's no way you're watching this show and not watching what happened. But the whole episode is pretty much just them talking.
Yeah, but they
there's lots of flashbacks.
Jason and Kenneth, they point to him. They're outside the cage.
Yeah.
And they're like passed out.
They're
they
like in
can't
a
move.
they're like in a paralyzed state where they're aware of what's going on, but they can't move or anything. So
yeah.
But we got a whole backstory. How far are you going into this? Want me to go ahead and start hitting the backstory, or?
The Ellie's locked up.
Yeah.
Cece.
And basically, you find out, and this is what I've been saying for fucking weeks now. We got proof here on the channel. Except I was just wrong on the who. But I definitely had the reason and why and all that bullshit. And I was right. Charles was a female.
Yeah.
Fucking called that. Except I thought it was going to be Sarah. I really did. And it turned out to be CC Drake. In fact, I kind of had that swap because you find out later that Sarah was both the Black Widow. I know I'm jumping ahead, but Black Widow and Redcoat. And CC is A / Charles. And I thought that was going to be flipped around. I figured CC was going to be Redcoat and then Sarah's going to be Charles.
Bethany killed Kobe's mom.
Yes. Well, before we go into that, let's go back a little further. What happens is, at a young age, young Charles, he's trying to get his mom's attention because, Allie, the baby, is acting very upset. And, of course, the mom's outside, Jessica De Laurentiis is outside with Jason. So he's just like, a bath always makes you feel good, so he puts the baby in the water, and then the dad sees him.
With the baby drops, he
just dumps the baby in the water. I mean, it's definitely a psychopathic move, but and apparently they hint that this has actually happened before. There's been other instances of this, so they go ahead and they institutionalize Charles. Well, what happens is over time, Charles, Mrs. D, pretty much they kind of fake Charles' death. Now, because of her power and her pull, she's able to get Charles out of Radley. They fake his death, but they readmit him back in as Charlotte. Yeah. It turns out he is a transgender at this point, and they go ahead and do the whole thing and turn him into a girl. And so he's Charlotte now. And so Charlotte's inside, this thing, but she misses her family more than anything else. Well, and Mrs. D is doing the best she can to be, a good mother or whatever. And so, like, anything she would buy Allie, she would also buy Charlotte as well. Well, what happens is, she gets her out for classes, which right there is your first mistake. Yeah, and so she takes these, she takes classes. Well, one day, class was canceled, so then she just kind of quits going, and she decides to kind of bum around Rosewood. Right. And, of course, she instantly goes to the family.
It wasn't to Jason.
Yeah, and the thing is, nobody except for her mother recognizes her, because why would you? Charles went in Charles is now dead. So everybody just, they didn't think anything of it beyond that. Whereas, Charlotte, on the other hand, is not. Well, she kind of forms her own little persona, if you will, and starts going by CC Drake. And she starts dating her brother Jason. And of course, they specified nothing went out, nothing went down. They still kissed. That's still brother kissing. But anyway, and then she becomes really good friends with Allison. Yeah. What happens is they tie it all together right here.
They all go on a vacation together.
Okay, you're just giving the unnecessary. That's not even important. The main thing is, Mrs. D is pretty pissed off because she sees that, Charlotte, Cece has... We're going to start talking about Cece for now, just to avoid confusion. That Cece's been skipping classes and has just been walking around outside. So what happens is... you mentioned... early on, sorry, I know I'm jumping around now. A lot happened. Literally, last night was just mind-blowing fucking revelation after mind-fucking-blowing revelation. Like, every 2 minutes was a different thing, When Charles was at Radley, him and Bethany Young was up on the roof. Now, at this point, you can tell Charles is clearly gay, and he's enjoying dressing up as, a woman and whatnot. Well, Toby's mother...
Dress.
Yeah. And Toby's mother shows up on the roof, and, of course, he hides because... Clearly, no one knows his secret that he likes to dress up as a woman like that. So, he hides. Well, what happens is Toby's mother's up there. Well, Bethany Young, you don't hear...
They're talking.
Yeah, you don't hear what goes down, but Bethany Young just shoves Mrs. Cavanaugh off the fucking roof and kills her. So, and then at that point, then she just points the finger at Cece. Charles, whatever. And how Wilton... linked into all this was he was the cop that pretty much did kind of sweep it on her rug. He was pretty much hired by Mrs. De Laurentiis to make sure everything just went smoothly. So that's
paid him not
to mention anything and
have it a suicide.
Okay, so now when Bethany kind of learns that Cece has gotten out of Radley, she also gets out of Radley. I'm not quite sure how, but whatever. And she decides she's going to go after Mrs. De Laurentiis. Just out of petty fucking whatever. Here's where it gets a little wonky and kind of the odds of this happening just gets a little crazy. So...
Allie's in the yard.
Alright, I'm getting there. So Bethany is wanting to go after Mrs. De Laurentiis. Cece knows this, so to protect her mother, she attacks who she thinks is Bethany. Turns out... to be Allison, which is the beginning of this fucking show, right? What happens is, around the same time, Mona, who's been bullied by Allison all through school, because Allison's a cunt. She's definitely better in this season, but the previous 5, she's a complete bitch. Mona decides she's going to kill Allison, but instead of getting Allison, she actually kills Bethany. She kills Bethany Young. Crisscross right there. Now, we all learned that Allison was not killed. But what happens is no one knows this. Mrs. D does not realize that Allison was, in fact, still alive. She just knocked unconscious. And they bury her alive just to protect Cece. What happens is Allie wakes up, doesn't know what happened. Don't know that, her brother sister one attacked her, or the reason why. It feels like, someone's coming after her. Now, at this point, you're thinking to yourself, why doesn't Cece just step forward? We could have unraveled all this shit. Yeah. But instead, what happens is, she likes playing that game. Now, at this point, she thinks Allison's dead.
She's like, it's fun. The game's fun.
Now,
so.
Mona, on the other hand, now that Allison's disappeared, and I'm not sure if Mona realized she killed Bethany Young, or she actually thought she killed Allison. Either way, Mona is now, she's A, and she really is the first A, and she is playing this game with the other liars or whatever. But Cece's watching it all, and she realizes that the other liars are actually better off without Allison, because Allison's a bitch, and she was constantly holding the liars down. She was, making horrible remarks to them. The secrets were still eating everybody alive. She was a horrible person, so the fact that she's dead now, the liars were relieved. And they were happy, in a sense. Not thrill their friends dead, but they're just happy that, no longer Well, what happens is Cece, kind of hears the remarks they're making, and she decides to go after him. Now, at this point,
pissed off.
At this point, they've already discovered who A was. It was Mona. She's in Radley. But now Cece's going in there now. At this point, Mona is completely fucking drugged up.
Yeah.
And she even believes that it's Allison.
Yeah, she's like, oh, I did whatever, everything you said, Allison.
Absolutely. So, Cece kind of uses Mona as her puppet to continue playing the game. Now, around this point is when Allison...
Because Cece got all her stuff taken away. She couldn't go outside of Radley anymore.
So...
She's using Mona for that.
And so what happens is Allison comes back. Now, Allison at this point is still staying hidden because, not necessarily because, we all thought she faked her death or whatever. No, she was attacked, and she was just trying to stay hidden because she figured if she came out, and the only person that she confided in was her friend Cece, who was the one that attacked her. Now, once again, at this point, you're thinking to yourself, why didn't Cece just say, hey, Allison, look, it was a big misunderstanding. I'm your brother Charles, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't work that way because, in all honesty, Cece is fucking crazy as shit. And so instead of doing that and acting normal, she goes ahead and just runs with it and continues playing the game because she's addicted to just sense of power that you get from playing the game. So that's kind of where it all weaves in and out of. There's more. I mean, we don't want this video to go on for an hour, so we won't really go through every tiny detail for you. But you do realize that Sarah Harvey, which I'm not going to lie, they may have mentioned how they got connected. I'm not for sure, but she ends up hooking up with Cece. And she, even though early on Redcoat was both Allison and Cece, later on it became Sarah.
Yeah.
And she was also
Black Widow.
the Black Widow. We would see her appear at funerals and shit, at Wilton's funeral.
I had thought that the Black Widow was freaking Melissa.
Mm-hmm. And so that's pretty much that right there. They did, and that's the thing, and I was really shocked last night. I'm on social media, I just love getting on there and chatting with everybody. I was shocked at the negative response that was going through, and I'm like, what did you guys want? We all called this, we saw it go in this direction, and even if you didn't know it was Cece, you had to assume it was Sarah.
Guy.
Well, I did. I knew it was going to be the thing. Because at the very beginning, they showed Allison's mom, Jessica, getting 2 different sets of dresses, remember? And little Allison's like, well, who's that for? She's like, that's for nobody. You only see one. So I'm like, okay, it's a chick. I don't care if we're seeing 2 boys up there. I knew it was going to do the sleepaway camp. I knew the sleepaway camp was coming down.
No.
And it's on your tapes. It's on your channel. For weeks, I've been saying this.
Okay.
Anyways, but I assumed it was Sarah. I really did. And of course it wound up being Cece instead. But dude, people were just acting so ridiculously negative and just nasty in general. And then you hear comments like, well, this is the big reveal, I'm not watching anymore. Well then good, don't watch anymore. You're done. I'm glad you wasted 5 years of your life watching the show. I on the other hand loved it. I must say,
the only thing I didn't like about it is that we didn't find out who killed Jessica.
but there's still a season and a half left, so you gotta have some mystery. You can't just throw all your cards on the table. But they answered the big stuff. We know now, we know the backstory.
Yeah. Oh, my favorite part where Emily decks Sarah in the face.
Well, that's another thing, dude. Her complete shock that Sarah was. I'm like, really? I don't know. I was disappointed Paige didn't come back.
Apparently she get in the hospital.
Yeah.
Sarah?
Well, you assume...
After a punch, really?
Well, no, I think hospital meant more like Radley, she's fucking crazy, So anyways, so we don't know who did kill Mrs. D, because the night that she's killed... Now, Cece did bury her, though, right?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought she buried her. Okay, well, I assume she buried her, but yeah, she definitely, she shows up, she's crying and everything like that, so we don't know who attacked or who killed Mrs. D. So that's still, that killer's still on the loose. The fact that, the liars didn't want to stay behind, and, which I guess it made sense because they were on bullet whole place up anyways, but Mona stayed behind, and I found out a little inside. I felt like the fact that she would later go on to admit that she killed Bethany, and then that is just kind of forgotten. I'm like, whoa, she did kill an innocent person, regardless of how crazy Bethany was too, but, so anyways, long story short, I know, too late. Toward the end, we missed anything so far? What happened to the parents? Parents were like still locked in a basement somewhere.
Yeah, so we got the Wilden.
And then, of course, yeah.
CC did kill Wilden because he knew about Allie, how she wasn't dead at all.
Yeah.
So
and the thing was, he didn't, and of course, this whole paper trail leads back to him, so he was. I don't know if he would have hurt Allie, but he definitely would have tried to keep things quiet, and Cece just figured, you know what, get rid of him. So anyways, they revealed that. But then the show ends. Basically what happens is...
forward.
No, I'm not there yet. Wait a second. You're jumping too far ahead. At the end of the episode, it starts at the beginning like this, with Cece on the ledge of Radley. She's about to jump off and kill herself. And of course the cops are down there, Rosewood's finest. And they're trying to talk her down from the ledge. Well, they do talk her down. And then, of course, Sarah's already been knocked out. So it's just implied that both of them were privately arrested. You just assume. It's Labor Day weekend. School's done. And all five, and I'm going to say five liars because Allison's kind of in that group now.
Oh, no, didn't CC or Sarah was trying to blow up a building?
Yeah, they were going to try to blow it up, and then the liars thwarted that.
Spencer messed with the wires. So.
And so the five liars are kind of saying their goodbyes. They're all going to different colleges or whatever the case may be. And even though I think it would have been more emotional if they would have ended the show right there. Because it was kind of like a tearful goodbye. I mean, you see like Spence kind of tearing up and they're all hugging. But the fact that it's like, guys, this is a mid-season finale. Like, we're coming back in 3 months and we still got more, a whole half season left. And then there's also season 7 still coming out. So it wasn't nearly as emotional as it could have been. But they all say their goodbyes and they leave. And then we do fast forward 5 years.
Yes.
And Allison is a teacher.
She's married. She wrote something, missed something.
Yeah, I can't remember what she wrote down. But yeah, it wasn't her last name. But then the other liars run in. And they're like, he's escaped. You gotta hide.
No, they're like, let's go. He's coming.
Okay, either way. So anyways, boom, we cut off right there. Now, at this point now, they're saying that, I guess from here on out, it's going to be 5 years into the future or whatever, and we're going to be seeing, which I think, makes sense for casting reasons, because all these girls are now in their mid to late 20s. And so it would make sense to go ahead and set it 5 years, at least get it caught up to their age in a way. Because,
late 20s, early 20s.
So, I am okay with that. I'm down with the whole 5 years later thing. My only problem with it is, and this is the same problem that Twin Peaks ran into, and any show where your objective is to solve this main mystery, even though there's still some shit you gotta find out, we've always figured out, we always want to know who A was. From the beginning, the very first episode, who is A? Now that all that shit's revealed, I feel like, even if the writing doesn't suffer, I feel like the allure is gone. And I do think, my prediction is ratings are going to drop because people tuned in hardcore last night because they wanted to know who A was. And now I feel like people won't because they're going to be like...
And I get a text from my brother.
Oh yeah, even your brother is just like, who's A?
But I guess some of his friends wanted to know who A is.
The only problem with going 5 years in the future is, technology's come a long way in the past 5 years. When the show started. It's like, are they going to cheat that now? Like, are we going to see some crazy gadgets that, are supposed to be, you know what I mean? That's my one thing. The other thing is this, is I really hope they don't try to go with the Roseanne ending or the Saint Elsewhere ending. Just some ridiculous ending that just kind of spits in your face and is like, nope, this last season didn't really happen. Saint Elsewhere was like ER back in the 80s, pretty much. It was a doctor show. What happened was, there was a show early on or there was an episode early on in the show's run where this autistic kid was being helped there, and he had this little snow globe. Anyways, that's it. Like one episode, dedicated to this kid. Well, the rest of the show, at the very end of the show, the camera pans out from the hospital, and then you realize the hospital's in a snow globe, and that the entire show was pretty much just in this kid's mind. A big fuck you to the fans of the show, because they're like, what? This whole thing was just this kid's imagination? And that was it. Roseanne did something similar where the very last season of Roseanne, they win the lottery. Dan had a heart attack, but he survived. But the very last episode, you realize that Dan died, they didn't win the lottery, and it was all pretty much her view of things. Like, she was writing it all, and some things were not real. And you're just like, what? Like, that's how you end it? And I'm afraid by jumping 5 years into the fucking future, they're going to be tempted to pull that fucking card. We're going to be like, really, the liars were knocked out and they're still in the dollhouse, or something like, you know what I mean? Like, something stupid. I don't know. I hope they don't go that route, but I will say last night was damn good. Now, I think I probably overstated last night's like best episode ever. It's not. There's definitely better episodes, but this one it was very satisfying. We finally got all the answers, and I was happy with them. I wasn't...
Yeah, almost all the answers.
Yep. And so, well, at least they gave all the answers they said they was going to give.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't say they were going to, like, solve Mrs. D's murder. I mean, I'm okay with that. And that's what everybody's going to. Everybody's like, well, who killed Mrs. D? I'm like, well, you figured out everything else. Like, we got everything else on the table. Why are we... I don't know. I enjoyed it, though. I thought it was a damn good one. And, yeah, I'm just like everybody else. I'm looking forward to the winter review. So, absolutely.
Yeah, and we have to wait till winter to see what happens next.
So, if they're doing a Halloween show, are they just going to do another fucking fan appreciation thing?
I don't think so. They said this is going to be a Halloween episode.
Yeah, but
in October, so.
I hope it's a real episode, not just some stupid...
Yeah.
We're going to sit around the couch telling our favorite stories and here's our favorite clips, and we're going to give you a sneak peek of the new season. I don't give that shit about that. I want a new episode. Anyways, but yeah.
So, if you got, like, any comments about this?
Oh, absolutely. Drop them below.
Who you think killed Jessica?
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, there's still a mystery. I don't think it's going to be as good of a mystery as, who was A, but right now, I mean, the possibilities are endless. I'm kind of curious to see.
There's like a theory saying that one of the Hastings killed the parent.
Really?
Yeah, they think that
Was it if Victoria did it?
No.
Because remember, it was her.
The dad.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, like I said, yeah.
Yeah.
Comment down below, like this shit, watch it. I'm sure.
Subscribe if you want to subscribe.
Absolutely.
And check out my other videos.
She does a lot of videos.
Yeah. So, till Friday? Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Till Friday.